Anytime they get any little momentum, they know how to crush it, and this is just exactly what they just did. Now, is there a guy out there that might be better for the Knicks? Maybe, maybe not. It all depends on who they bring in. But firing a guy who, you know, brought your team to the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time in 25 years and winning four and taking your team to the playoffs 4 of the 5 years as the head coach and back-to-back 50-win seasons for the first time since the 1990s. I mean, you better have somebody better waiting. You better have somebody better. Now, who is that better guy? I don't know. Is it a Mike Malone? Are they gonna call? I don't know. Do they have anybody waiting in the wins? Is there a coach out there waiting at home that could take this Knick team to the next level? Now, first of all, now while we say, oh, they've been to the Eastern Conference Final for the first time in 25 years, let's be clear: the New York Knicks are not going to win a title in the next few years. They're not a title contending team. More likely, whoever this new coach is that does come in is going to come in with their own set of systems. It's not like they have great all-time Hall of Fame players to where you bring in like, you know how like Steve Kerr went into Golden State and kind of turned that around. Remember, those guys that core was young and they grew in. These guys are kind of a mismatch type. I think Thibs got the best out of that bunch. I don't think there's another coach that can get more out of this bunch. Is it really fair considering that Thibs had success with this team and they made a trade, right? Remember, they made a move when they traded Randall to go out and get Towns, and they made a deal for Bridges. All this happened recently, right? So is Thibs getting a fair shake with the roster that he kind of molded over the years? Should he have gotten another year to see if he could take them to the next step? And is this an overreaction? Because let's be honest, there's no guarantee. There's more likely a chance that the Knicks can take a step back next year. If they think anything about, oh, we're one step away, you got to remember that you got pretty much lucky against Boston. Let's just be clear. You got lucky. They were not gonna win that series. The Celtics would have came back and beat them in 7. The Celtics were a better team. They are still the better team as of right now. As of right now, to this day, on June 3rd, 2025, the Knicks are not even one of the best 4 teams in the conference. And now you just fired your coach who kind of built this up. So what's next? I don't know. But what I will say is that we're going to keep our eye on this and see who they bring in to take over this roster, and will they want to make changes to the roster themselves? Is there a trade on the horizon? Will they go out and make a splash? Will they trade? Maybe. Now, this is just me making assumptions here. Maybe there is a trade working, but maybe the targets that they want might not want to play for Thibs because we know how hard Thibs pushes guys. Could the Knicks be in play to trade to add another piece? I'm not going to say what the names are because I don't know who they are, but I would think that there is some play potentially that a player or two could make their way to New York. And seeing how wide open the Eastern Conference is, because let's be clear, I did just say that the Knicks are probably not one of the 4 best teams in the East right now, as of June 3rd. But if they make a trade for the right player or two, they potentially could move up into the top 2, especially considering next year Jason Tatum may be out and the Celtics may take a step back. But I still think the Celtics, with Tatum out, will be one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference because they're just that deep. And they have a lot of wiggle room to even improve the roster by moving some of those pieces around. if they're able to do that. But I will say that there are a few names out there that the Knicks can go after if they maneuver it, where the Knicks could be back in contention. And I would think those players are probably guys who would not want to play for Thibs. Not because Thibs is a bad coach, it's probably because, like I said, Thibs pushes guys to their limits. And some of these guys that the Knicks may think they're going to go after are probably going to be guys who are towards the tail end of their careers, but still big enough names. So look out for that as the rumors swirl, because I can't think they're going to run this same team back next year. They're definitely going to make a splash. There's no way you fire your coach, and you got to understand the climate. The Knicks are a lot further away than they believed and the fans may believe. They're not that close to a title, but if they make a big move, they will be. If they make a big splash, they definitely will be. And that's almost for any team in the Eastern Conference, right? Because it's still wide open. And the Knicks are in the best position probably out of the teams, besides Boston, of course, because the Knicks are a big market, and likely they could convince and trade for one of these players. I don't think Cleveland can do this. Cleveland, there's no player that could put them over the top that says, oh, yeah, I want to go to play for Cleveland. That's not going to happen. I think the Knicks are in a prime spot because they are winning game. They're a 50-win team, and they could definitely make a trade or even say, hey, what are the feelers out there? Leon Rose, what are you hearing, right? Do you think there's some veteran guys that are disgruntled? Maybe Phoenix or one of these teams. Can we snatch up a star or a guy who's, bring him to New York? That might be what's in the plan. I'm not saying that this is the right move. I'm not saying this is the move the Knicks should make. But considering that they may think they're closer than people think and they may take advantage of the weak East, they may go for it. But I still think Thibs probably should have gotten another year just to see what he can do with another season with Towns in the lineup and how he can make that thing work. That's what I believe. But I don't know. So there you have it. Knicks, they get rid of Thibs. And maybe it was deserved, maybe it wasn't. We'll find out what happens next.